All right, we're back again. Man, world of building hot rods, you gotta love it. It's been like a whole week since I've seen you guys. I've really missed you a lot, really have. So today what we're doing is we're gonna work on the charger a little bit. We got some metal modifications we're gonna do. Basically what we're doing today is we've got some Kindig-it door handles. We really love these things. They clean it up. You know, back in the day we'd shave handles and do all that. We've kind of gotten out of that. We like these a lot. We also try to find, you know, some out of junkyards off of different modern cars that we can cut out and put in there, which looks really cool. So basically with these, and they're going in a Mopar, different than a GM, typically when you would push this and open it up on a GM, it's just pushing against a lever in the latch mechanism and it's opening the door. But on the Mopar, it needs to push it down. So we've got these little brackets right here that, where's my mark at? Right there. We're going to weld these on, and basically that's going to allow it to adapt to where to push down and open up. So what we're going to be using for that is our Lincoln Electric Aspect 230. Man, this thing is a workhorse. This is probably my favorite machine that I've used. It's liquid cooled. It can basically handle anything we throw at it. You can see how beefy this is. It would handle that like it's no trouble at all. So AC, DC, we do all our aluminum welding with it, stainless. We do tons of exhaust systems. It's awesome for that. Mild steel, obviously. So man, I really love this one, running pure argon. And then for the torch, what I like to run is these Furic cups. This number 12 right here is kind of my go-to with the gas lens. And man, this thing is really cool. I like the bigger ones, especially when doing the steel and the stainless, because if you get in a tight spot and you got that bigger cup, you can kind of stretch your tungsten out. And it'll still get that good gas coverage, so you get a good weld. The other thing is the tungstens that I use. I like to use the sky blue because that's going to handle the aluminum, the stainless, the mild steel. You can basically just stay right in there, other than with aluminum just changing over to a smaller cup, but you can keep the same tungsten. That's 3/32 I'm running right there. All right, so I'm going to get ready to weld that tab on. Now with these, obviously they're chrome, they're nice and shiny, they're pretty. We don't want to scratch them up. So protect your stuff, because these things certainly aren't cheap. So I'm going to put a couple pieces of tape over the chrome just to protect it. Not only that, got a MIG glove sitting here, so we'll do our welding on top of the MIG glove. Hopefully we won't get any scratches or scuffs on that chrome and be good to go. Now, that old man Bob, who's always smoking a cigarette, I'm probably going to have to find him to let him hold these, and that way we can burn his fingers and not mine.
I'm gonna need some gloves.
Yeah, well, no, or those leather. Look at these things. Look at them. You can't burn those leather mitts right there.
Them dudes threw some shit right there.
They're burnt and calloused, and your fingernails are gone, and all the hair's burnt off. I don't see many people that have fingernail, but they have this much finger sticking past it. Yeah. It's like your fingers aren't cut off, but you got big nubs on the end of it. What I said, let me tell you what I said to Ben. I go, all right, cool. You mean just tag it on there so we can try it out? And he goes, no man, just weld it up. I like it more when you get shocked. There are two handles on this car.
One for each side.
Bob's got this saying, you can only see one side of the car.
Don't worry, you only see one side at a time.
Back to the body shop, figured I'd show you these on the way passing the Chevy too. So these are Kindig-it handles as well, a little different design. They're the straight ones. We did color match on these, so we don't have them in yet, but you can see right there how they'd sit nice and flush. Super clean look. Basically just pop them, door comes open, easy enough. Alright, so here's the charger. So far we've moved it back to the back. We call this the dust bowl because what, Ben, for 20 years this has been filler work central, and it's really hard to keep clean, and we do pretty good at it, but it's a little dirty right now. So we're making a little bit too much mess in the front shot, moved it to the back. So far, we've got the tail panel back in place. We've got a new rear valance on. We've shaved all of the seams in the valance. The bumpers are going to be cut and tucked into the body. Side marker lights we've shaved. This is a new quarter that's going on. We've got Auto Metal Direct is typically who we use if anybody already has a stamp piece. We've got these gutters on the way. You can see they're pretty rotten, so we're going to replace all these gutters, get in the corners, get all that metal replaced. Essentially, any rust, any pit, anything in here is going to get replaced, metal finish and all that. Ben started kind of starting to work some of these. We've got bad pits up here and rust holes, so he's working on that. We've got some metal finishing obviously left to do here, but we're on a good start. We've got the drip rails cut off and shaved. Now once that's done, that looks really good. Ben also has came through, added to these doors. So basically what we're gonna have is a really tight, super tight, even gap. I really like it when we have those nice, even, tight gaps like that. And he already pre-cut our door handle hole for us. So he's making life a little easier on me. So basically, Ben, come on down. How many years have we been together, Ben? We're like a married couple. Been with you longer than I've been with my wife. All right, so Ben's got it all kind of cut out, ready to go. So he's gonna hold it in place kind of where it goes. And I'm gonna see if I can tack it and we can get going. So in that one, we went ahead and we removed the handle because obviously, like I said before, we don't want to hurt our pretty chrome. Ben still assures me that it's right and we've welded it in and it's good. So in 15 years, Ben has not steered me wrong. Did you read these instructions? Okay, so we've got the door handle tacked in, so you get a good idea for what that's going to look like. We've got a little bit of metal shaping left to do before we start fully welding it in to make sure the door is perfectly straight in metal before we keep going. So one thing that I've always thought about these cars that is really cool and is something that every time you see them you're like, that's Charger, is these scoops that are in the door. So they look really cool and I like them. There's one thing that I've always wanted to do though. I want to basically come in here on this inner body line, make a cut, probably starting somewhere in there, and basically sink this whole scoop in. I want to make it like a really dominant feature of the car where it's another inch, inch and a half in, make that just a statement piece for the door. I mean, I think it's already so focal, that would look really cool. I was going to show that to you guys today. The problem is right here is in the door jamb. So it's going to take a lot more work than we thought it was going to. We'll have to get into the jamb and do some modifications in there so the door still closes how it should. So the Charger's a really good project. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, there's a lot more to do. I'm about to start metal finishing some of this stuff Ben's been working on, do a little bit of TIG welding where those drip rails were, kind of finish those seams out. This is going to be a really big project that we're going to follow along through the whole thing. So there's going to be a lot more metal work. We'll go through the body work phases of it, paint. I mean, you name it, we're going to hit this one big time. So stay tuned.